I'm Paul.
And I'm Maw.
And we're on the swing. And this is our traditional homestead at Stephen's Family Outdoors. And today, Maw is going to take you into her kitchen to share with you exactly how she makes her whoopie pies, start to finish.
You know, I really want to tell you, too, that you're going to see a lot more than just us on the swing, which I'm sure some of you will be fine with, but I know it's all started with us on the swing. And
this is our traditional homestead.
Yes, and this is, you know, you're going to see how we really live. And I'm sure some of you would be excited about that, because I am, because I want you to see how we really live.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll be taking you in the kitchen, we'll be taking you on the farm, we'll be taking you in the garden, and just all around. So that's what I wanted to tell them today.
Now, if you feel... You all right, Mom?
Yeah.
My elbow hit you.
Well, anyway.
Now, if you feel like punching something during this video, just reach right down the lower right-hand corner and punch that subscribe button.
Yes.
And along with the notification bell, give it a right cross, you know, so you can receive any updates of our videos that we put out. And don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes.
Give me a thumbs up, because that
Thumbs
helps
up.
us majorly on YouTube. And together we can go on this journey of exploring our traditional homestead. How about that?
Yeah.
Enjoy this video.
Yes, because see, y'all like us because that's what you tell us, and we love y'all too, and are happy that you're taking us in your homes and watching us. So that'll really help us out, because you let your friends know, okay? Let your friends know, and then they'll let their friends know, and after a while, they'll know who Ma and Pa is on that swing.
Now, Ma, you're going to make this an awful long video. You keep rambling on, but that's okay.
Well, they ain't going to get in the kitchen, are they, if I don't get
That's
busy.
what this is all about, is knowing Ma and Pa and how he lived the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Right?
The old-fashioned way.
They used to call it the old-timey way.
Back in the day.
Yep. Now, come on. Guess what? The old-fashioned ways still work today better than anything.
That's right. And when God's in it, it's going to work out.
Now, you make sure you come on in the kitchen with us, all right?
God bless.
God bless. Hurt your nose?
Enjoy. Enjoy your day. I have had so many requests on my husband's Facebook page for homesteading about my whoopie pies that we decided maybe I just better make a short video. Well, we'll say short. I don't know how long it's going to take. Of how to prepare for whoopie pies. So I did a thing which a lot of your cooks don't do. I went and measured everything out, pre-measured it for you, so that you could understand a lot better how to do this. I know myself, when I watch things and people put the recipe down, but they don't put things in place, and you got to go all through that just to see how to make something. So what I did, I pre-measured everything step by step so that you can understand how to make these whoopie pies. And I guess the biggest thing in these are the preparation, and it takes a little time. So I'm going to show you how to start these. Now, this first portion is how you prepare the whoopie cakes, I guess is what you would call them. And so what I did, I already pre-measured my flour, which is 4 cups of flour. And it's nice to have one of these little gadgets to stir with. So, okay, now I've got the 4 cups of flour. Now remember that. And I have got 1 large full cup of cocoa, and you put that into the flour. I also have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, which I pre-measured. Now that's corn starch. So I pour that in my flour mixture. And then we will take the tablespoon. Of course, I'm reading this because I wrote this myself, and you wouldn't be able to read my writing, so I'm doing this, or I could have showed you this on the paper. So now I'm going to take the tablespoon of baking soda, and we'll put it in there. And then we have a teaspoon of baking powder. Now, baking powder, teaspoon. And then, of course, we must have a teaspoon of salt. So I'll put that in there, and then I will take my whisk, wire whisk, and I will stir this around really well with my wire whisk. And as you see, that's getting good and chocolatey flavor, you know, the chocolate mixture. So that is the first step, is taking your dry ingredients and putting it in your bowl and mixing it and getting it prepared for the wet ingredients, which I'm going to take that step next. So if you'll follow me over here to where I have my mixer, then we will prepare to do the wet ingredients. So I now have my mixer, and what this consists of is 2 cups of sugar, which I pre-measured. That's 2 cups of sugar, and I'll put that in my mixer. And then we put 1 cup of oil, and I use olive oil because it's very healthy for you. So you put the sugar and the oil in your mixing bowl. All right. Then, of course, we have to blend the sugar and the oil together and let that blend. And then after that, after you have that all blend, as you see the consistency of it, it's creamy. Well, it'll do creamy in your bowl. The only thing about my mixer, I've had this for several years, and it's not one of the tilt kind, you know, like you like, but it works fine. It's a KitchenAid, and it's been good to me for years. So after you mix your sugar and your oil together, then you add 2 eggs, which I already cracked for you. And then you add, now I'm going to show you, I have 1 cup of milk, which it's to be soured. And for some of you that don't understand how to sour milk, you can do that. If you don't have buttermilk or whatever, I'm sure you could probably even use buttermilk if you have buttermilk. But what I do is I take vinegar, which is well known. Now, I normally don't measure my vinegar, so I'm just going to show you what I do. I just pour it in like this. Just enough that it looks like it's starting to clabber, which it will clabber. And it only takes less than a minute to clabber, which makes this a sour milk, and that's what you need. So I pour that in this like that, and then I add my vanilla flavoring. Now, this vanilla flavoring came from Mexico. My daughter gave me this. So I use it by the cap. I'm old-fashioned. Really, it's hard for me to try to measure everything, but I can. So Are you
sure that's not tequila?
No, it's not, honey.
Okay.
It's vanilla flavoring. So I always measure by the cap full. So I always like a little extra. I put 1, and of course 2 caps of vanilla flavoring. And of course, back to mixing. Don't turn your mixer up too high or it'll splash everywhere. So we're going to mix all of that together. And when that's fully mixed, everything, all the eggs are mixed in and everything's mixed, then all we do is, I'll be right back, I'm going to go get the bowl. I like these bowls that I get because they're like a rubbery type of bowl because it's a lot easier. So then now what we do, we pour, we'll say, pretty near half of the mixture because you want to get it all mixed up real well. So, and you want to be careful with the mixer on that part too. So we'll mix that. Gets a little messy, but what's a kitchen without a mess? That's right. My daddy used to say he'd stay away from me on Sundays when he came for dinner because he knew that when I was cooking something that something splashed or spilled somewhere. So now as you see, this is forming a good chocolate. Now I'm going to put the rest of it in. The rest of it in and mix it up. And this is going to get a little, but this is normal. It's not going to be runny like a cake mix. It's going to be stiffer like a batter mix, like a batter mix. So we want to get it all blended really well. So, and like I said, my mixer doesn't lift up, so I have to do it this way. Okay, now here is a complete mixture of the batter for the whoopie cakes. Look how good, rich, creamy, and deep chocolate. Now, we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to show you how to put them out on your pan. Follow me back over. Now, I use an ice cream scoop, or it's can be used for a lot of purposes. These are very handy. I use the smaller one. You can use the large one, but this is a smaller one, which makes about the right size for these whoopie pies. So all you do is take this scooper, fill it up, bring it over to your cookie sheet.
Is there anything on your sheet?
No, there's nothing on it.
No oil?
No, I did not oil the cookie sheet.
No need.
No.
Mmm.
So, now this is the next step. So now, you just put them and place them like this until you fill up your cookie sheet. Preheat your oven to 350. All right. So now that we have this accomplished, I've placed the cake batter on the cookie sheet, and I have my oven preheated at 350, and I do 10 to 12 minutes, but I check them after so many minutes. I'd say check them in about 8 minutes, because you could have an oven different from mine and yours could be done in 8 minutes, or maybe someone else has one that won't be done quite until the full time. So what we do is place these in the oven, and then I'll show you the finished product when they come out of the oven. And our next step is going to be that yummy, yummy filling that everybody is curious to know what I use for my filling. So, we'll be back. Okay. Now, in every kitchen, if you're a coffee drinker, you always must have your cup of coffee while you're doing your recipes. Nothing like a good taste of coffee that has been made fresh from the coffee beans, ground, and then put in the pot. I normally like to use a stove top pot, but we use this also. So, here's a cup of coffee to you today too. Now I'm going to go back to my recipe for you and show you what we have here. Look at these cake pies. They turned out, I must say, really perfect. So now I'm going to lay it over here. I actually want to lay this upside down, that one. And then I'm going to lay right side up. Now I'm only going to take 2 off for now, because I'm going to show you how to do this. The batch normally, I think, makes around a dozen, depending on the size. Now, if you want smaller whoopie pies than this, then you can make them, you know, use a smaller dip or whatever. So this is what it looks like when they're baked as far as your cake goes, okay? So I have one with the right side up and one with the right side down. So now we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you the recipe for the filling that's going to go in between this whoopie pie. And I've got everything laid out for you once again for easy steps so that you can do this. And like I said, it's time consuming, but they're worth it. You'll see. All right, let's go over here. Okay, now we're coming over here. And once again, back at the mixer. Now I'm going to show you the delicious filling. Now, I made this for my family. Actually, if you want to know the truth, that's the first time I ever made whoopie pies myself. When my husband posted it on the Homestead page, then we're getting over 100 and some people are liking it and inquiring the recipe. So we figured what we would do is just go ahead and make a video that helps everyone.
No wonder I'm not 500 pounds with the food you make.
You know, folks, it's like this. You try to, you know, you want to do everything just right. So, but I think you got to be natural. I mean, who likes somebody that's put on and doesn't know what they're doing and half the time, and they'll tell you a recipe and you're like, you get so bored halfway through it. So I'm down on the farm country and I believe in doing things country. So now I'm going to show you the basics of the filling that goes in between the whoopie pies. So first of all, I will put in a stick of butter. A stick of butter. Now I use real butter. There's nothing like, almost dropped the butter. It's nothing like the real butter. And I also like to make butter myself when I have fresh cow's milk, which is very hard to obtain. So now I put in a stick of butter and I'll put one package of cream cheese. And there's a lot of good cream cheeses, and some people doesn't like to use off brands, but I don't mind as long as they taste good. So now we put the stick of butter and the cream cheese in the mixing bowl and we mix that. Now you see the consistency of the cream cheese mixed with the butter. So we do that. All right. Then the next step is the good old vanilla flavoring. And of course, I'm old-fashioned. I just measure it by the cap full. And as I said before, I love vanilla flavoring, so I put 2 caps. 1 and 2. And again, we will mix this up till it blends in real well. And it's like creamy. And then the next step is the marshmallow. Now this is called marshmallow fluff, but more likely you'll find this in your stores and they call it marshmallow cream. And the reason it is because it's just marshmallows that's been creamed. So
I think you can find that in the peanut butter section.
they used to have this with the peanut butter section. Yeah, marshmallow cream, because a lot of people like marshmallow and peanut butter. Marshmallow cream is actually good for a lot. And I'm sure if you couldn't find marshmallow cream, I've never tried it, but I do, when I'm out of things, I always think of things to substitute. And I don't know if you could actually get a bag of marshmallows and melt them down and use it. I imagine you could. So, but I have the marshmallow cream and use 2 cups of that. So I'm thinking that I might have 2 cups in here. And if I don't, then, but it takes 2 cups now, 2 cups of marshmallow cream. And you put that right in the mixer with your cream cheese mixture. And that's my husband of 49 years, soon to be 49 years. We've been married and we've had a wonderful life. We have 10 children and living children. We would have had 15. Don't fall over and faint now, people, because you don't see big families these days. That's a shame, though. Children are wonderful. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So
they don't have time in the hustle and bustle of life.
Oh, I know, but you need to make time. There's nothing better than a country life and having children. So now we'll get back to this. So we put this in here and we will mix this up until it's well blended into the cream cheese and butter mixture. Of the pies.
Now these batches that you made right here, the filling, how many whoopie pies will that make? About dozen?
I would say you could make 24 pies. It would fill 24 pies. Now this is the part that can get pretty messy. Anyways, so the powdered sugar you have to really be careful with your mixer. Like this, like a let's see. You want to pour a little bit of this at a time, or you're going to get bombed with powdered sugar explosion. And I hope I'm giving these directions well enough that you can do this. If I am, I would like to get some comments on this. And I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll be very good, because we will be doing more videos on some of my baked goods. I make a lot of things. So, and especially when we get down to our garden, do a lot of canning. And I can't wait. Spring's around the corner, as they say. So, you can give us a thumbs up, and if you like it, give us a comment. I would appreciate that. Off the beater, which most of the time when someone's here, they holler, "Mom, don't leave some in the bowl. Leave some on the beater."
Mom, so, leave some on the beater.
I'm sure Dad wants to.
Thank you.
Wants the beater, which it's hard to call him JW or John or whatever he goes on there, because I always call him Dad, because all the kids did. Plus I always call him my mountain man, because he truly is my mountain man. So yes, so anyway, now look at this. See this wonderful filling. Now if you follow me back over here, I'm going to put this together for you. Now, yes. Is it good, Daddy? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to show you.
You can only eat one of these at a time. That is it.
So now I'll show you. You take it and this is nice and cool, so now I can actually show you what they do. All right, you take this. Like I said, you flip one over and one stays down. You take and put a nice, I say glob. That's the old-fashioned way of saying it. And I like to put enough on there. I can get it to come off my favorite spoon.
Now you see why you can only eat one.
Now, you see that? Now all you do is take this part and you push it together like that. And I put them down like this last night and just give it a little bit of a push. And there you have a homemade whoopie cake. There it is, folks. So, you're watching Stevens Family Outdoors. This is Mama Stevens down on the farm. God bless and have a great day, and hope you enjoy. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. me.
I don't know, I'm filming her. I'm filming Mama now, making this last one. I love how she smashes this down on there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There they are.
Here they are. Now, I'm going to
Dump them on the
dump them on the floor. Yes. I'm going to take them in here on the dining room table. And wait for some of the youngins to come in. Okay. We're going to put them right here on this dining room table. And look, Dad's got his feeder to finish there. It's really good.
Alrighty. You're watching Stevens Family Outdoors.
Down on the farm.
God bless.